true gym rats see it every year. Folks flood the gym with good intentions, but there's not enough resolve in their resolution.
So we've asked Dawn Brun to join us from Cardlytics.
That's here in Atlanta. Dawn, you've got some data proving just how quickly people cancel new memberships. Tell us about it.
We do. Good morning. You know, it's interesting. The most common New Year's resolution is to get in shape. And so we really wanted to look at data and see, you know, if the gym type that you choose has any bearing on whether or not you stick with it. And what we found was really interesting. And specifically, we found if you joined a CrossFit gym in January, you were twice as likely to stick with that as your counterparts that joined a yoga studio. With the dropout rates for CrossFit just being around 36% after January, whereas for yoga or bar studios, it was around 70%. So a big difference there.
Now, Dawn, were you able to determine why the difference? Obviously, the two forms of exercise are very different, but how does that translate into the dropout rate?
Absolutely. So we don't have a view into why people are doing that. We can only see their purchase data. You know, we've drawn some conclusions on our side in terms of perhaps you see results more quickly with CrossFit versus yoga. But the other interesting thing that came out was by the end of the year, those people that had joined full service gyms were actually the most likely to still be going. So post-October, full gyms have the highest retention rate.
Are there exercise programs that people are most likely to stick with and therefore keep their gym memberships? Like you mentioned CrossFit. And for those who aren't familiar with CrossFit, describe what it is that makes it so addicting.
CrossFit. I joke that the number one rule of CrossFit is never stop talking about CrossFit. But it's very... It's high intensity training, and I think you don't have to do it for quite as long, but it's very intense. And we actually have a program at Cardlytics for our employees. We have CrossFit instructors that come in 5 days a week and offer those classes, and our employees really do see the health and wellness benefits from it. So definitely faster results, but you've got to be willing to work really, really hard for it.
Dawn, you said full service gym. Those were the ones that people were most likely to stick with. When you say that, what encompasses a full service gym?
So those would be like the big box gyms that we're most familiar with. The LA Fitness, the Crunch, those types of gyms that offer, classes plus weights plus cardio all under one roof.
Okay. Dawn Brun with Cardlytics here in Atlanta. Thanks for joining us this morning.